How's it going, folks? So I've got just a little bit different kind of video for you today. There's something that I bought recently, and my friends that are watching this, you know I'm a bit of a radio nerd. Some of my family members know this too. I do like radios, and I've mentioned it a time or two here on the channel. But, you know, I use radios a lot. We use them when we're side-by-side riding. We use them when we're cutting hay. We use them when we're doing whatever. We use them at the corn maze. We use them all the time. And I've got both dogs out here with me tonight. Figured it was a good time to go ahead and get this taken care of. Maddie's gone to the beach right now, so I thought, you know what? I've been wanting to do this for a little while because this is a pretty popular radio right now, and I've got some opinions on it and some things that I'd like to share about it that some people might not know. But I've got a couple of my radios that we use at the farm and side-by-side riding too that I've got laid out here on the tailgate, and I just kind of want to go through some of them and compare them to this new radio. This radio hasn't been out too awful long, and that radio is this guy here, the Midland GXT67. But we're going to take a real quick look at it. There's a bunch of videos out on YouTube right now about it. But the thing is the people that have videos out on YouTube with this, most of them were sent it for free. And they're going to tell you what they want you to know because Midland's also watching it, and they got it for free. I paid for this, and I'm going to tell you some stuff that you might not know. So stick tight. Here we go. All right, so just a quick rundown. Some of these are GMRS radios. Some of these are not, but I use them for that. This one here is a Redivus RA89 waterproof radio that I use side-by-side riding. It is not a GMRS radio, but I use it for that. This here is a TID radio H3 that is a GMRS radio. This here is a Baofeng GMR 15 Pro. I think you can tell by the looks of this one what I've done with it. It gets used quite a bit. Baofeng UV82, not a GMRS radio. Identical radio to the B-Tech GMRS, I think it's called a V2. It's the identical radio, but the other one is tuned just for, or programmed just for GMRS. This one is just open to anything. And this one here is the TID radio H8 that is a GMRS radio. Now let me start things off by saying this. All of these radios here can be bought for less than one of these, which is dumb if you ask me. I think that's too much to spend for a radio, but I do love Midland products, and they came out with this, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and just see if it's true Midland quality, because everything else that I've tried has been fantastic. Now, I will say everything here I love. Everything has its issues. This one, the battery life's terrible. Doesn't last long at all. This one here, it's huge and bulky, but it's 10 watts of power. It is waterproof. That's fantastic. But it's not GMRS like legal, if you want to say that. But I do love that one. This one, fantastic. It's not waterproof. It is a little bit small, but I do like it. I've actually got 3 of these right now, so I really like it. This one, I love it. It's my favorite radio. I use this one at the corn maze and put a short antenna on it. It's perfect. I love it. The transmit quality's fantastic. Receive quality's fantastic. Battery life is fantastic. And it's the cheapest one laying out here right now. This one is quickly becoming my favorite. TID Radio H8. It's great. But it's just a little bit bulky for what it is. Now, what I will say about the ones here on the the table or on my tailgate. Every single one of these except for this one and this one that was $200 are USB-C chargeable. I can take all of these and use the same charger as my iPhone 15 and charge them in the truck, charge them in the tractor, charge them in the side-by-side. It's the same charger that my Samsung tablet takes. So that's why I love these. I can charge all of them on the go with a USB-C cable. Every single one of these. This one does have a little rubber plug that covers it up to keep it waterproof. There's that one for this. But that is one of my biggest gripes about this guy right here. So the Midland GXT67. It's fantastic the way it's set up. I wanted something that had very few buttons, something that I could throw my wife, something that I could do anything, hand it to anybody and they could use it. And you can do that with this. You hand somebody this that's got all these buttons and it's going to confuse them. They're going to get confused. They're going to click something if you don't have it locked and it's not going to end up well. This, it's locked right now. You can hit anything you want. Nothing's going to happen. It's great. But I do have some picks on it. If you want to see all about how to program it and all about the settings on it, there's a ton of videos out there for that. That's not what this is about. This is about, is it the radio you need for side-by-side riding? Is it the radio you need for farming? Is it the radio you need for family vacations? So as you look down through here, the way that its menu is set up is different than any of the radios that I've showed. It's unlike any other radio that I've ever held in my hands, and I've had a lot. It's great. But one thing that is important to me is something that I'm going to turn around the camera here and show you real quick. All right. So this may sound dumb to some people. To some people, you may not use a radio on a regular basis. And I don't use one every single day, but it's at least a couple times a week. So let's take this one, for instance. Okay, here's what it looks like. It's the TID Radio H3. I want you to notice this clip on the back. Now, when I'm in the tractor, Dale's about to run after a deer. When I'm in the tractor, sometimes I clip it on the head, the visor, the sun visor. In my truck, I've got a little mount where I slide it down in and it clips onto it. When I'm at the corn maze, it clips onto my pocket. When I'm side-by-side riding, I've got a little slot down in my door where I slide the clip down in. It's perfect. Now I want you to look at the clip on this $200 radio. I want you to look at the difference of that. It's odd. All of these other radios this one here was about 50 bucks. The others are $30 and under, okay? All of them have the same exact clip, all of them, except for this one. And I hated it. Within the first week of having this, I was ready to send it back because of this clip. Because everything I need a radio for, this clip messed that up for me. If I want to hang it down on my pocket, it's awkward. It's in a weird spot. It dangles down below my pocket. I can't hang it up on the visor of the tractor because there's too much leverage from the radio being, below the clip so far. It's awful. Now there's a secret that Midland has, so far, I've not seen them post anywhere. I've not seen a mention of it anywhere online. So this is a secret if you hate this clip from Midland. Let me show you real quick. All right. So again, this is the GXT67. Here's what this clip looks like. If you want to take this clip like off your pocket, they think that it's, some kind of quick attach thing. Pretend this is clipped onto your belt. Well, most people don't clip it on their belt. They clip it on the side of their pants or on the side of their pocket. Well, to unrelease the radio from this clip, the way that you do it is it turns, and it sounds like it's going to break. I want you to listen. And then it slides apart. You got to turn it all the way around and pull it up. Now, I hated that, and I was ready to send the radio back just because of the clip. I know that sounds dumb to some of you, but for me it was important because the way that I use a radio, the way that I need to use a radio, that clip is a big deal. So I got on their website and I happened to stumble upon this right here. And this is the pocket clip or the belt clip for, I think it's the GXT or GX1000, something like that. The way it is labeled on their website is the BCA2. I'll put a link in the description on exactly what it is and where to find it. But it is not labeled anywhere in the description for this radio. It is not labeled anywhere in the description for this clip. But I thought that it looked like it would fit, so I sent them an email, and they said, yes, it is compatible. So I bought 2 of them, just in case I broke one. This slides right into its spot, and now that took care of that problem. Now it's got a regular clip, and that takes care of that issue. Now let me move to my second big problem with this Midland radio. This issue comes with charging. Now, I will say this. This charging dock for the Midland radio is extremely hefty. It is unlike any other charging dock that I've got, and I've probably had at least 20 different styles of GMRS handheld radios. That may sound dumb, may sound like an exaggeration, but that's probably the truth, and it could be a little bit shy of what I actually have had. I've sold off a bunch of junk that I didn't want to keep, but this is unlike any other that I've felt before, and it's easy. It's in. You just drop it in there and it charges, okay? But this is the problem. It charges with a USB-C cable. Now, I get that they wanted to make this radio waterproof, and to make it 100% waterproof, it shouldn't have any holes anywhere out here, and I get that. This radio is waterproof. This radio has the same waterproof rating that this one does, IP67, and all it has is a little plug over the USB-C plug here. I mean, it could be fixed. Everything I use in 2024, every electronic, whether it be microphones for making these videos, whether it be other radios, whether it be my tablet, my cell phone, my earbuds, everything I use is USB-C except for this. This is the only thing that's not, and my Garmin watch. That's the only 2 things that I own that are not USB-C right now. Now, that's a pain, because now I have to keep this huge charger in my truck for this radio. And I'm trying to keep this in my truck at all times and use it because it was so expensive. You know, I feel stupid if I spent this much money on a radio and then I don't use it. I'm going to feel dumb. So I'm going to use it. And I don't want to keep this whole extra charger in my truck just because they couldn't put a plug outside of it. All right. I accidentally hit the stop recording button there. But anyways, one more gripe. And I get that Midland has a different mentality about radios than any of these others that I showed you. These are for people who like radio kind of as a hobby and want a decent radio, okay? They do a whole lot of things that used to Midlands wouldn't do. This new one and the Midlands that are coming out now, they will do all the things that these radios will do. That's true. But basic things like a USB port somewhere outside of this is not on here. But then they send you something like this right here. And I'm going to have to back my camera up just so you can even see it. This is what they send the radio to you in. This huge case for the radio to go in there. This charger to go in there. This charger goes, you have to get it to go into this case, you got to put the radio in that charger, coil it up, put it in there, and then this went in there and a whole bunch of other hoopla. Now listen, I'm going to be 100% real with you, like other people are not on YouTube about this radio. There are some fantastic videos about this radio, and if you want to know everything you can about it, go check out Not a Rubicon Productions. He goes deep into how the settings work, and they're great. It's a good radio. This case is a giant waste of money. It's a giant waste of time. I mean, they put and it's hard. I mean, it's a very nice case. But from the very moment that I opened my package that had this radio in it, this case has been in the closet. I've never once touched it again until making this video. And I'm going to take this stuff back out of it, and I'm going to put it back in the closet because I have no use for it. So why on earth send us this very expensive, very nice case for a radio that's so rugged that I can dunk it in the water and do all this stuff with it? Why send me this case for it when I can throw it in a bag? I can throw this in the pond and it can still work, but yet you think that I can't throw it into a backpack and it be safe for me to take it camping, or me throw it into the glove box of my side-by-side and take it side-by-side riding, or me throw it into a cup holder of the tractor and take it cutting hay. It's dumb. I think this was a very poor decision on Midland's part, as well as this. I don't know why they changed this up from their other radios. It should have came with this other clip. It should have came with both of them, or they should at least have it as an option. They don't even have it as an option that this is out there for you. If you want my 100% honest opinion of if this radio is for a farmer, if you, like at our farm, we don't have any cell signal. The only way for us to stay in touch with each other is either to walk all the way across the field to say, hey, you're about to run into the fence, or say, you know, whatever the case may be. We either have to talk face to face or use a radio. That's it. That's the only way we can stay in touch. So I need one. And if I was starting out with trying to get a radio, if you get on Facebook, if you get on Instagram, they are going to be advertising this to you over and over and over and over and over. Is it simple to use? Yes. Is it the simplest radio to use? No. But is it a whole lot more simple than all of these? Yes, it is more simple than these. But these radios can also be made and programmed to be simple. The way this one is programmed right now is, not this one. This one here. The way this one is programmed right now, it is in, you have to plug it up to a computer to get it this way, but it is in channel mode only. I can't do anything other than change the channels by hitting the up and down arrow, and that's it. That's all I can do to it. Now, there's ways to make these other radios simple. But the biggest thing is I'm holding 5 radios right now. 5 really good radios. Really decent radios that talk just as far as this guy does. Some of them are waterproof, just like this one is. They've got just as good a battery life as this one does, some of them anyways. And I'm holding all 5 of these, and they're cheaper than one of these. The choice is yours, but if it hadn't been for the fact that I sold off a bunch of radios to buy this and try this out, I'd send it back. The way that I have it right now, in my mind, it's free to me. I'm not going to send it back because I already had the money tied up in radios anyways. So I'm not going to send it back. I'm going to continue to use it and enjoy it because it is a good radio. But it's not a $200 radio. It's not worth that. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. There's lots of, like I mentioned before, there's lots of videos on YouTube about the programming and all the different settings inside. And they are cool. For a Midland, they're unlike any other Midland radio because all the others do not have anything like that. It's a step in the right direction for Midland, but they're still way overpriced compared to what you can get compared to this. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you soon. Just got done in the hayfield today, and we'll be back out there tomorrow kicking some and getting ready to stack some up in the barn. Hopefully we'll see you soon.